against Las Palmas at the Bernabeu. Hammering victory, top of the table, and also an incredible person to my right. Welcome back, Faris. Talk to me, man, about the performance. A lot of goals, a lot of VAR calls. How was it?
Thanks for having me, first of all, and for the nice words. But yeah, I think it was a good game today. Many goals, unfortunately, a few disallowed, but I'm just happy with the win and 3 points because now we're top of the league. So, vamos, líderes!
Oh, vamos, líderes. You know, the guy who put us on the top is Kylian Mbappe. 2 goals, good finishes. Should have had 3. Probably should have had more. Do you think it's the rhythm he is finding himself in, you know? He's starting to show why we signed him, in the sense he's trying to be the player we really wanted him to be, and probably one of his best performances in a white shirt.
Yeah, I agree. I said when I first spoke to you, you should just give him time, and now it's finally paying off. So, I think every game you can say it's his best game, but I wish he had the hat-trick. I was there screaming for the hat-trick goal, which I thought, but it's okay. I'm sure it'll come soon. Yeah, I think he had a very good game as well. A bit quiet in the second half, but that's okay. I think in the first half, even after his goal was disallowed, he had a chance that hit the post, and then he was creating a lot of goals as well. Even if you look at Brahim's goal, he created it because his shot got rebounded. And then even Rodri's goal in the second half, he gave Fran, and then Fran gave Rodri. So everybody that's talking bad about Mbappe in the beginning of the season, we will accept the apologies now, huh? Je t'aime, Kylian, je t'aime.
Kylian, okay. All the love coming in from Bahrain, India stopping in France. Talking about Brahim Diaz, man, he has this ability to read the game in a way that very less people have, with and without the ball, and his movement, especially how he's there at the right place at the right time, or he's combining really well at the right places with the right players, or he knows when to dribble and take a shot. Man, he deserves to be a starter, but he has 3 players above him that cannot make him a starter. But how integral is he to the team?
Yeah, I think he's very important, very vital. Even last year, I think Brahim was so clinical for us. And I think in the beginning of the season, when we were losing a few games, Liverpool, Barca, Athletic, Club de Bilbao as well, I think it's because he was injured and he wasn't there. So I think he's so crucial for us. Obviously, it's tough to start him. But like today, if there's a player out, like Vinny was out today, you can put Brahim immediately there and he's going to do something. Even off the bench, he gives you stuff. But today, as a starter, he scored and I think he created. Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of cancelled goals, so maybe he created. But I'm a big fan of the guy. For me, him or Ceballos, probably the most underrated players in the team.
Oh man, yes. Dani Ceballos, I think consistently this season when he's been given chances, he's taking them and he's showing that, he's knocking on Carlo Ancelotti's door that, I give you something that the 2 French players cannot, Camavinga and Tchouaméni. And the entire crowd saw it today. They were applauding him. He got a standing ovation. One of the best performances for him in a Real Madrid shirt.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's very, very underrated as well. I think he gives a lot when he plays, but unfortunately, he's behind Tchouaméni and Camavinga. But I said one time also, like when they're injured, because they're very injury prone, he can always start. I think now there's a proper conversation for who's the third midfielder. Obviously, Bellingham and Valverde are going to start 100% because they're probably 2 of the best midfielders in the world. But the third one with them, I think it's now up for question. Is it Tchouaméni? Is it Camavinga? Is it Ceballos? But Ceballos played a really good game. The whole stadium were standing up and applauding him, and they don't do that for anyone. So I think there's a real question now for Ancelotti.
Real good headache to have for Don Carleto. But, Tchouaméni being a midfielder, half of the season he has been playing as a centre-back. Finally, he can take a rest because David Alaba is back. How happy were you to see him back?
Yeah, I was so happy, to be honest. I still remember the game he got hurt, and there's a lot of stuff that's being said about him, and it can't help him mentally, obviously. So I'm so happy to see him back. For me, the highlight of the game, it was seeing Alaba come back from the ACL injury. The whole stadium stood up, and he deserves it because he's a quality player, he's an amazing player, he's world class, and we cannot forget what he did before he got injured. So I hope he comes back to his best soon, but it's going to take some time, obviously. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to him coming back to the lineup, to be honest, and just seeing him more.
Yeah, man, the fact that he's gonna play a lot more minutes. Probably Rudiger gets a much needed rest. Yeah. He can try a partnership with Raul Asensio, who was also good today. It's great to see him start. Hopefully we'll solve a lot of defensive issues that we have.
Yeah, I hope so. Alaba, he came in a season where Ramos and Varane just left after they've been the starting centre backs for like 5-6 years, and he came and he took the number 4. It's not easy. These are big numbers from legendary players like Ramos, Hierro. We don't have to mention them, but he took on an amazing challenge, and I think he's done a good job, so I hope he continues. We'll see Rudiger as well. I feel like Rudiger and Valverde, these guys, they're going to get run into the ground. but they just because the last season they played like 90% of the minutes, and then this season as well. And there's more games. There's a game on Wednesday and then another one on Sunday. So it's good just to rotate the squad. We saw today how many players were injured. Modric started suspended, and then Vinny suspended, and then this morning Shomani they said he's injured, and Camavinga from Celta. So it's good to have a big squad and make sure you rotate the minutes throughout the team.
Oh man, yes, and much needed squad depth is what we get. Now we're talking about the defense. The defense. We got conceded the first goal, partly blamed on Lucas Vazquez, but then he had a performance of a comeback performance. He showed his presence in the game with defensively and offensively. And even Fran Garcia today on the as a left back, he was great. I think he offers much more offensively than Ferland Mendy, but I think defensively probably Ferland Mendy edges it over. Who do you think is your opinion who should be starting left back? Good question to ask.
Very, very good question for me. I love offensive football, so I'll always pick the fullback that attacks more. I think Fran Terre was really good. He assisted a goal as well for Rodri, and he was just always there up front. For me, I think he should be the starter, but some games you have to be a bit more defensive, so maybe that's why Ancelotti prefers Mendy. I don't know, but for me, I think this season, if it's up to me, I say go Fran Garcia left back.
But that could be a case where in a big games like this, Lucas Vazquez and Fran Garcia, we might be just overexposed, say semi-final or a quarter-final of the Champions League against a big team like say Bayern or a Man City. We might just be like overexposed. But that's Carlos, he has a call to make.
His problem. His headache, his headache.
His headache, and then we criticize him here. But talk to me about Rodrigo. Monster on the left flank, creating goals, scoring goals, combining with everyone. Do you ever have this fear that we might never see the best, potentially highest quality of Rodrigo, which probably is evident comes from the left wing position ever, because majority of the part of his career he's going to play not in his favored position?
I mean, I don't think so. I think there's too much talk about the left side, right side. I think, like, if you look at Rodri's goal today, he was in the middle, and then Fran gave it to him from the left wing. So the guys playing up front, they continuously rotate. Like it's been like this for 10 years now. So I don't think there should be much emphasis on where Rodri plays. He's an amazing player. I think after his last injury, when he came back from the beginning of December, he's been scoring a lot. Scored against Rayo. He scored in the Supercopa. He scored also against in the Intercontinental Cup. Yeah. So he's been scoring more, and Rodri doesn't have to score to have a good game. He created 2 goals today. One was offside, but he was always there up front, and he deserved the goal at halftime. People were saying he deserved a goal, and I agree, and finally he got it. So it's good. It's good news. He's coming back in form, and we really need him in this point, especially this month.
Yeah, man, we need him. 6 goals now in 8 games, so he's showing that he's back to the form he had last season. And talk to me about the 2 youngsters getting minutes, Lorenzo and Chema. It was very important to see Castilla players coming in and getting some minutes.
Yeah, of course. I think they came on towards the end, but they are very confident and they gave their best. I think it's good to give them the youth players their debuts now in these league games. I think they played in the cup as well, and they were really good, especially Chema. I think he was good in the cup game against Mineiro. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's good to keep playing them. Especially these days when like the scores 4-1 or 3-0, 3-goal difference. Last 10, 15, 20 minutes, they can come on.
Definitely gives them confidence, adds more squad depth that you need, and if they have the experience, that always helps. Before you go, Faris, who was your man of the match today and why?
I think either Dani Ceballos or Kylian Mbappe, but I think Bellingham played a really good game as well. Unlucky not to score.
But out of the 3, if you have to choose one?
No, Kylian Mbappe, of course. Je t'aime, Kylian!
Je t'aime, Kylian, man. Merci, thank you, shukran for doing this. Last messages for the people in Bahrain. We do it every week.
Uno, dos, tres. A la Madrid, Rouge!
Madrid de Rouge. Thanks, man. Thank you for doing this.